So back in the year 1996, things were very different medically. We went to our primary care physician for our infertility treatments, and I use air quotes when I say that because at the time, I don't, and probably still now, primary care physicians are not specialists and really don't know much about the area of infertility. They probably know more now than they did then, but this particular doctor, he was a really good friend of the family, but he'd been practicing medicine for probably 50 years. He was ready for retirement, and he was just older and funny, great guy. He had some quirks, and there was a couple things I didn't really appreciate. He would tell jokes about having us have intercourse in his office so that he could make sure we're doing it right, because we were probably doing it wrong if we couldn't get pregnant, which that was totally inappropriate. But other than that, he was a nice guy. He told us to keep a calendar of my cycle and to take my temperature daily and to keep a detailed record of my temperature daily, along with this calendar of my cycle, so that I could know when was the best time to have intercourse. And he suggested standing on my head, and other people suggested that too. And he wanted to try a couple of things like giving me Clomid, which would help me produce more eggs. And then he suggested doing IUI, which is it's artificial insemination, basically, where he would inseminate me with Josh's sperm. So he didn't have any of the equipment to do that. And he said, if it happens, even if I'm up at the mountain, just call me and we'll just run and get together and inseminate. And I just pictured in my mind him coming in with a turkey baster and saying, spread them. So I had no idea what to expect. Things have changed and have gotten a lot better. Even going to a specialist, even then in 96, I couldn't believe how different they told us things could happen. And they were more about testing to see exactly what was the problem, why I wasn't getting pregnant. And that meant checking Josh and me. And they told me about ovulation test kits, which I had never even heard of. So I didn't have to take my temperature every day. They said Clomid wasn't something they even bothered giving to people anymore. I think it works for some. It didn't work for me. They put me on birth control to get me on a plan that would regulate my cycle, so that because I was going toward doing medical procedures at that point, and they have to be in control of my cycle. So I needed to get started on birth control right away so they could have control of my cycle and know exactly when I would start my period and right to it the minute. So it was really different. It was a good experience through the specialists. If you know you're having issues getting pregnant, I would strongly suggest that you leave your favorite doctor behind and go find a specialist in infertility so that they can help you in the right direction from day one.